Some managers and executives think they can replace a data analyst that works on databases thanks to generative artificial intelligence that can convert natural language into queries. Are they right? If you know other content I did, you already know the answer, but let's see. Here we are inside the repository of OpenWebUI, that is the open source interface of, let's call it ChatGPT, and the difference is that you can use open and less open models instead of GPT. We have a function to put inside the pipelines that allow to transform a text that you put here to a SQL query. Inside this code, Python code, you see that we have the settings and we have this line. As I also mentioned in many cases, the devil lies into the details. When you want to hire a data analyst, most likely they will work with different tables. Different tables together. Something that, for example, in Google Sheets you can do with import range. In the case of SQL, so a database, you work with joins. You see that in this case we have a S inside the parentheses. And if you go over this link, we see that people have problems in joining tables. I remind you that without joining tables, the analysis you get from data is quite limited. In my experience, I never worked with joining less than 3 tables. So as for today, and I record this video at the beginning of December 2024, you can't replace a data analyst with a generative artificial intelligence that translates your request in natural language into a query. And again, if this query can't perform joins, it is even more useless. Then we have another problem that comes from the kind of interface. As I said also on other occasions, in my opinion, the textual interface for doing this kind of job is a step back compared to other kinds of interface. Suppose that you want to find the total turnover that a client brought to you. So in this case, you would have something like 2 tables involved, one for the clients and one for the transactions. And the common key among those 2 tables is the client ID, most likely. So if you perform this kind of request with a tool like that, assuming that in the future will work, each time you have to ask this question to a chat interface like that. In the future, most likely you can do a schedule, like tell me each week which person gave me the most LTV, that is a technical word for the total turnover brought by a client. But with dashboard, this information is much more smoother to obtain, because you don't have to ask a message each time or run a cron job, that is a scheduled piece of code, to get that kind of information. So the answer to the question is no, and there are better tools to automate some of the data analyst tasks. So the lesson of this video is nothing new at all. New doesn't mean more useful, but you have to know a set of tools in order to find the most useful for your tasks. Do you have ideas on how generative artificial intelligence can reduce costs on your company and or increase turnover, most likely the first? Let's first discuss it in a free call so you can avoid getting charmed by some people out there that have more marketing budget than me, but propose you things I found. Bye and see you the next time.